I'll just summarize a few things which I noted, and then we'll start the Q&A with everyone. So I think one very good point which you said is, and I hope in the Q&A we can talk a little bit more about that, where you said that the future of the industry is based on knowledge inputs rather than the practical, the physical inputs. I think so. Basically, how you said that knowledge is very important for the growth of this industry, and you highlighted that there's a huge skills gap, and therefore there is a big scope for new people and migrants especially to come into this sphere. Another very good part that I think you highlighted was on new technologies like hydroponics. I've also just heard about it, not know much about it, but I think that's amazing new technologies which we can learn. So, traditionally we think that horticulture is only about fruit picking. So, so I
Mhm.
think that's not, and you have, very nicely explained what are the different aspects.
Yeah,
Uh, Yeah, so I think maybe can we add a few more people in the panel and before we start the Q&A. So we have with us today Jaspreet. Jaspreet, I'll add you in our panel as well. So Jaspreet is from Go Horticulture. It's a government-based organization which is supporting people get into the migrant community. Sorry, to get into the horticulture sector. And we have Mr. Gagandeep as well, who is from our, sorry,
frankly,
can I
Agritech,
have
yeah.
Gagandeep from Franklin Agritech? I think we cannot. Yeah, maybe Gagandeep, if you can also join us here. And I'll just change the look as a gallery look so everyone. Yeah, and now I can request everyone to switch on their mics and the video as well so that we can even see you and see your lovely faces. And we keep the floor open for question and answers for the next 10 to 15 minutes. And no question is a silly question. So please go ahead, don't be shy, ask whatever. We have a lovely team of panelists here, very hard to get. So maybe if I can start with Jaspreet, you can just introduce yourself and give a few thoughts before we start taking questions. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Hi, I'm Jaspreet. I started this role about 2 months ago, and before I started, even I had very little knowledge about, the opportunities that are available in horticulture. The reason why I had a food business a couple of months ago. I still wanted to be connected with food, but still wanted to learn something different. So this is where I came across this opportunity, and here I am. So our role is that we promote horticulture as a career pathway for New Zealanders, and we bridge the gap between education and training and employment. We connect people to the government agencies, the industry, like the growers, education providers, and also we promote New Zealanders, showcasing the opportunities that are available in the diverse and vibrant industry. I would like to quickly ask everyone, um, what do you think the job roles are? If you can either say or type in the chat
Yeah,
box.
yeah. Please say. Yeah, you can unmute yourself, and yeah, you can talk freely, please.
In the meanwhile, I can talk a little
Yes.
bit.
Yeah.
As Mr. Gary said, normally people view horticulture as cutting collie or harvesting fruit or picking, something, packing. It is not so. That's where Jaspreet role comes in. There are so many career opportunities in horticulture, and unfortunately, our younger generation is not aware about those opportunities. We have to make them aware that there are quite technical positions available. It's not only the production where the people work in the production sector. There are a lot of other opportunities. Like one of the greenhouses here in Waiuku, it's computer controlled. The whole
Okay.
climate is computer controlled.
Okay.
The manager's son, who is qualified IT person, he sits in the computer room and do the things there. So
Wow.
horticulture has moved from just art of growing to science of growing. It's, to me, it looks like it's more like the math of growing now. So and IT. So those
Okay.
opportunities we need to create awareness among the
Yes.
people that
Okay.
it's quite specialized, quite technical sector.
Yes. Yes. Okay.
Do you
So can
think,
I?
Gary?
Yeah. Yeah. Just
Sorry,
please.
do you
Yeah.
think I can just share the screen quickly?
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry.
You have the rights. Just please.
Yes, I'm just turning it on now.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry. Can you guys see my screen?
Yeah.
Yes, we
Yeah.
All
We
can.
right.
can see. Yeah.
So, you know how Dr. Raj said that a lot of people think that it is just working on the field. If you are a science student, then you think probably it's not for me, but we still have
Mm.
opportunities in terms of science as well. Um,
Okay.
I can quickly show you. So these are different job roles. If you're a science student, so
Mm.
you can work in a laboratory, you can be
Okay.
agronomist, you can
Mm.
be a soil scientist. So it
Yeah.
does not have to be that you're just on the field and just harvesting food. If you are
Mm.
in IT, like Dr. Raj said, Gourmet New Zealand, their energy is coming from a windmill. So that's where
Mm.
they're getting their energy from. And I've seen it is such a wonderful technology and very nice to see. So if you don't want to go outdoors as well, you're working in a
Mm.
greenhouse. It is so diverse. You don't have to be in front of the computer. So one day, probably you like in your career, I just want to learn all the practical side of it. You can go out on the fields, you can learn how things are done. There are plenty of job roles that are available. Then you're like, no, I want to explore something else. Then, you can probably come to the business side of it. So right from, you know, planting a seed to even exporting a food, like exporting a
Mm.
food product to another country. There are so many different diverse roles available. So what the GoHeart team has done is categorized all these roles in to science, production, technology, and business.
Mm.
So it's
Okay.
basically for everybody. It's not just
Mm.
about standing on the field and harvesting food. There
Okay.
are
Yeah.
lots and lots of different roles. And also, if
Mm.
you can have a look at page 1,
Mm.
we can actually share this brochure, or
Mm.
you can go online onto our
Yes.
GoHeart page website.
Yes.
You can actually see all these roles, and also there are online taster courses. It's free. It's probably 1 hour only. You can actually see how you can get the taste, you can get the feel of the course, what you're getting into.
Mm.
And and then the best part is that we do have Franklin Institute in Auckland, so you don't have to go anywhere else. You can actually
Mm.
start and get your hands on training there. And the
Mm.
best part, what I've seen so far in this industry, is that the growers, the employers, they want students while they are studying.
Mm.
So that's one of the good part. You don't have to finish your graduation, you don't have to get some work experience, or like get there's internship opportunities available, apprenticeships. There's so many different things that you can do right from the beginning.
Mm.
I come under the business sector here. um, so if you see, so as you can see, so these are the different key activities that in
Mm.
the business you can do and get into design, business management, and technology. um, I'm quite surprised to see how the irrigation happens. And as
Mm.
Dr. Raj said about the gourmet greenhouse, such a lovely atmosphere. You are harvesting with using your trolleys, and this everything is controlled. The temperature is controlled. Um, I learned some good facts about it, that if you're working in a greenhouse, for example, growing capsicum outside, you will need about 20 liters of water to for 20 kgs, sorry, 2 or 3 kgs of capsicum, but in a greenhouse, you need about just 6 liters. So that's what
mm,
the advanced technology is about. And
mm,
we're fortunate enough to be in New Zealand, where the technology they do everything as per technology. They really want to grow their systems, and the best part is the produce and the climate is so good.
yeah.
Everything, if you compare the vegetables and fruits from where we have come from, it's unbelievable. So the
Mm.
control and all the systems they use, there's a lot to learn. And their end game is
Don't,
automation.
don't. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can ask all the
Could we
questions
have?
about what roles are available.
Yes. So, Jaspreet, thank you for that information. What we'll do is we will definitely share your brochures, which you have shared with us, to everyone, after the presentation. So I'll quickly ask if anyone has any questions. Now is the time. If you want, you can just raise your hand and ask any question. Anyone who has any question? No, I maybe I can put one question forward. I think one point which is very well covered by you also, Jaspreet, was that how it is not only a job on the field, because many people do not realize that there may be jobs on the desk or in the office. And also, you also said that what would be the areas which are more convenient for women, especially in horticulture sector. Any thoughts on that, Jaspreet?
Yes, definitely. Greenhouses, like Dr. Raj said, but there are a lot of women who are even driving tractors.
Hmm.
So if you are that person who would want to explore that side of it, or any skill
Hmm.
side of it,
Hmm.
there are also training and courses that are available. Um, Getting into food production in terms of
Hmm.
just getting into seedlings, that's a
Hmm.
good one to start with. And
Okay.
also in terms of, if you're an IT students, you can get into designing softwares for their businesses. There are big growers,
Okay.
there are generations of all the growers, they are here for generations.
Hmm.
They have well established businesses, so there's
Hmm.
IT opportunities available. So a lot of the opportunities, that's if you're a hands-on person, there are
Yeah.
opportunities for you as well. And if you're
Okay.
somebody who would like to stay indoors, interact with people,
Yes.
or you want to
Yes.
do something online as well, there are still
Yeah.
opportunities available for you. So it's not just standing
Okay.
on the field.
Lovely. There's one
There,
question. Yeah. Yeah, Raj Singh. Yeah. Mr.
I
Singh.
may ask a question to Dr. Saini and Jaspreet both. Um, Dr. Saini, what's the reason? There is so much shortage in this horticulture and verticulture sector. That's one thing. And what type of ethnicities, as we can see, today in our webinar, mostly is from Indian ethnicity or Indian subcontinent ethnicities is there. So what ethnicities currently are working? Because my experience is when successful people work in one industry, then that kind of ethnicity follows them.
Hmm.
Like
Yeah.
in,
Very
if we
true.
take about Indians, like in hotel, motel, hospitality sector, retail
Yeah.
sector, lots of our
Hmm.
people are there.
Hmm.
So what ethnicity currently in horticulture sector, so we can promote like more and more, so our ethnicity, Indian subcontinent, can be part of this growing sector, which is good in both immigration and your financial as well, and a
Hmm.
good career growth.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, you're muted, Raj. You'll have to unmute yourself.
It's still muted.
Uh,
Uh,
yeah, no, it's okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
now we
Raj.
can hear
yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah.
Raj.
Okay. So that's a good question, actually. Uh, Mostly, if we look at our students and we look at the upcoming growers, uh, majority of them are Indian ethnicity, followed by the Chinese people in the growing community. Of course, local Kiwi are there a lot. Uh, but what happened is not many domestic students are getting into this sector. If you look at, I'll say it's maybe 10% or 7% of the domestic students, and 90% of the international students with us. And among those 90%, say 80% are Indian and 10%
Okay.
are other nationalities. Like we have
Okay.
Chinese, we have Malaysian students, Japanese, and like that we have different students. Very keen to expand on those ethnicities, especially the domestic students, where Jaspreet can come in.
Yeah. Okay.
One point I want to make here, which
Yeah.
maybe Jaspreet can take. See, some people who has lost their jobs, like somebody has lost their job in management sector, or must lost a job in hospitality sector or something. So those IT sector, those people with 1 year training, which is diploma in horticulture, get into horticulture sector and still practice their own discipline, like a management person
Okay.
who does 1 year this one, gets into horticulture and becomes manager easily because they have the
Okay.
portable skills with them. So it's more like the
Okay.
reorientation. That's good
Yes.
part where
Yes.
I talked to MSD to them. Probably we need to follow it up with them.
Okay. I think that's a very good point you've raised, Raj. There's one question quickly from Hari. Hari, would you want to ask the question yourself? If you want, you can unmute and ask that question. Or maybe I'll ask, he's written in the chat, maybe to Dr. Raj, we'll put this question. He would like to know that if there is any NZQA program while working, because he's on work visa and would just like to change his job because of his background in overseas, is from ENV field. So, Hari, sorry, it was not clear what is ENV. Can you just clarify?
Thank you, Gary. Hello, everyone. I'm Hari. Yeah, I'm working now I'm working in different field rather than my field. I was working in environmental field, and I studied environment science.
Okay.
So if there is any chances while working, I'm doing some NGQA qualifications. So if you have any NGQA qualification available in your institute or somewhere, then can I do while working? Just the question is that.
Yes, yeah. I can answer that question. Yes, you can do that. The 1 year programs we are offering are fully NZQA approved and recognized by the immigration. If you have the work visa valid for that particular period, you don't need to change to student visa. You can do this study as part-time. What is required is, I think Raj Pradeep will explain that later. What you need is a variation in visa condition to study horticulture. So that's quite easy. You still maintain your work visa, but you have to come to the college, study for that particular time. What's the requirement is. It can be done.
Okay. And Hari, does that answer your question?
I would like to add to that I was with some policy controllers and policy advisors, and policy control, policy advisors, and environmental science students. So it comes under skill shortage. So that is one thing that you can see that because in every sector, whether it's agriculture, horticulture, any of
Sorry, Jaspreet, your internet broke down. Raj, can you hear me?
Yeah, I'll
is
answer.
probably something that you can look at.
Okay. Jaspreet, sorry, I think your internet had gone down. So
Yes.
I'll move on to just one more question quickly because time is running out. From Anil, he has asked that to Dr. Saini, when you spoke about international students, he wants to know what is the fee for international students.
The international students, the fees at the moment 18,500 if they apply from overseas. If they are in New Zealand, the fees is 15,500 per annum. And if they're tied with funds, they can pay it 6 monthly, half and half. So that's the fee structure at the moment.
Okay. And Prince, you have a question? Yeah, you can unmute yourself. Yeah. Please unmute yourself, Prince.
Right. This is for Dr. Raj. Now, I understand that you're offering level 4 and level 5. And level 4 is certificate and the level 5 is diploma. Now, when you say the fees of 18,000 for international students, is it for both level 4 and 5 or it's only for diploma?
The fee is same for level 4 and level 5. So 1 year program, if somebody is applying from overseas, is 18,500 for 1 year.
Yes.
Okay.
Onshore students, international students, their fees is 15,500, whether they do level 4 or level 5. It's the same amount.
So, just to continue this, if the student overseas wants to come here, let's say he has got +2 background. I think Mr. Raj Singh probably should go, I mean, to go to him. If he's just got a +2, do you advise that the student has to enroll for level 4 if he wants have an option to upskill to level 5? Is that what I understand?
Well, there is two things. Your name is Anil, is it?
Prince.
No, this is Prince. This is Prince. Prince.
Okay.
Sorry.
Prince. Yeah, if you are local in New Zealand here, currently, as everyone understand, border is closed from March 2020. New students are not coming. If you're talking locally here, +2 means year 12. I understand. You are in New Zealand, and if you study 1 year, then you have two options actually. You can apply essential skills visa. You won't qualify for open work visa, but still it's a valid qualification. Under skilled migration, you will get 40 points for that level 4 certificate. And essential skills work visa, if your pay rate is more than 27 currently, you can apply 3 years visa, or different option you have if it is between 20 and 27. Under the low skill, you can apply 2 years work visa, but it won't be a open work visa like post-study open work visa.
Okay. Maybe Prince, we
Hold
can talk about immigration maybe in the next session if you have more questions on
No,
that.
Yeah,
no,
next
no.
one.
My question is not answered. Sorry. Now,
Okay, no problem. So what was your question again?
the question is, if an international student who has studied +2
Yeah.
and he wants to come to New Zealand under essential skills, my question to you is that will you take him to enroll for certificate level 4 program?
No, he needs
Can
to
I?
come for 2 years.
Yeah,
Right.
Level
yeah.
4
Can
and
I?
level 5.
Now I put the question back to Dr. Raj.
Yes, yes.
Now, if that is the case, now do you expect the student to pay 18,500 into 2 in order to apply for diploma?
See, I'll answer that question. The student coming from overseas, they come for 2 year program because
Right.
one thing, the first year they don't even know how the setup is working. So it's advisable they come for 2 year program. And for immigration reasons, the fee for the first year is 18,500 because their visa is processed overseas. And when they come to New Zealand for the second year, the fee is 15,500, same for all the students. The reason is, in that case, we don't process the visa for them. For the first year, when they come from overseas, we take the responsibility of processing their visa. And because,
Okay.
we pay commission to the
Yeah. So altogether,
agent.
it's around like $33,000
Yeah,
for 2
yeah,
years.
yeah. Second year is,
34,000.
yeah. And
Okay.
our fees is fixed. So for everybody,
Okay.
anybody onshore, it's the same one. They can pay half and half.
Thank you very
Okay.
much.
Okay. I think one quick question was, Anil, you were asking what is the duration of the course? I think we have already said it's a 1 year course and then there's a 2 year course. So I think that's self-explanatory. Anything else, Anil, you want to ask? You can unmute yourself and quickly ask. Sir, you have to unmute yourself.
No,
Yeah.
thank you very much for answering the questions that I had. But yeah, I'm listening very carefully, and some of the questions that I had are all have already been answered. So thank you.
Okay. Good. Good.
Yeah.
That's fine. Sandeep, you had a question? Any question? Because we have to close the horticulture session now.
Yeah, I
Okay.
just want. Yeah, I just want to know, like, because my background is business management. So, is there any job opportunities in the horticulture
Business.
for that? Because I'm already talking with Jasprit about that. Like, yeah, I'm already talking with Jasprit about that from the last 2 weeks. But I just want to clarify what are the job opportunities in the horticulture from the business background?
Business background.
Can
Okay.
I
Raj Saini ji? Yeah.
can I answer? Yeah.
Yeah. Yes,
See,
Dr. Saini.
many of our students, they had done level 5, 6 business or level 7 business.
Yep.
So they did like a 1 year study, depending either level 4 or level 5, and they got into horticulture. So advantage with them is they have the knowledge of horticulture and they have the knowledge of management. They pretty fast they go up the ladder. One of our students is more like a manager in a big nursery. So the progress is quite fast. But in that case, if you don't have the work visa available, then probably you have to shift to student visa. If you have the work visa for that duration, you can apply for variation and study with us. But once you study, we do the placement, we introduce to the people, and they take on board, and you can progress pretty fast.
So
Okay.
overall, that like I have to do like 1 year study as well to get
Uh,
into the horticulture, or
yes,
I can't get.
that's what we do.
All
We
right.
offer
Yeah.
1 year program.
Yeah. Because you need to get an introduction of the industry, right? So how will you manage an industry if you don't know about the industry?
Yeah, that's why I
So
just
I
wanted
think
to know. No,
yes,
no.
yes, yes.
Thank you
See,
for that.
Correct.
briefly, I will say that once you start studying horticulture, the employer has confidence in you that you're going to stay in that line. If you
Okay.
are some other graduate like business management, you go to a employer, they always think, okay, this guy may not stay. As soon as he gets a job in business, he will leave and
Yeah.
go. So they don't
Yeah.
have that confidence in you. Once you commit yourself that you are studying for
Yeah.
1 year, and the other thing is, we are in the industry for the last 20 odd years, 25 years. So once you tell them, okay, you are studying here and put our reference, and they trust. That's
Okay.
just building, getting into the industry.
Yeah,
Lovely.
all good.
That
Complete.
answers your question. So quickly, I think we'll just take one last question. Bijendra, you had one question
Yeah,
you've written that
yeah.
are there any jobs in horticulture teaching, right?
After completing 2 years diploma, once
Mm.
somebody is coming from overseas, having bachelor's in teaching, B.Ed qualification, but wanted to make a future in horticulture and want to invest 32,000 after coming 2 years diploma. Uh, if the original background of that student was business management or teaching overseas, and after completing these diploma, whether they can get some job opportunity for teaching of the horticulture course in institute like Franklin or any
Or
other
any other?
institute.
Yeah,
There
that's a
are
good question.
opportunities
Yeah.
because
Raj
we have
Saniji,
to
I can answer that
answer.
after you. I'll add
Okay.
on that.
Okay. All right. All
Okay.
right. See, theoretically, yes, it's possible. Practically, it's extremely hard to get a teaching job. That's the practical. To be honest with you, I can say you are qualified to take a teaching job, but practically not much opportunities in that line.
Okay.
That's my
Okay.
view.
That's a good, honest answer. Mr. Singh
In
wanted
that
to say
one,
something.
I'll add on Gary on that one.
Mm.
Bijinder, is it? That was
Yeah.
the question. So if you are, qualified a teacher from overseas, and then you are saying you study in New Zealand for 2 years, diploma or certificate and diploma, will you get a job? Another thing, it's not
In
about
horticulture.
teacher. Yeah, in
In
horticulture, I'll give you option as a tutor. If you work as a tutor and you don't need overseas Bachelor of Education qualification for that. If you
Right.
got 2 years relevant qualification in New Zealand
Right.
in horticulture, and you're lucky enough to get a position as a
Right.
tutor, then you can apply resident skilled migration or essential skills work visa, meeting with the pay requirements and English requirements. Yes, you can.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah,
That's a
You
good
got it.
positive.
opportunities are
Position is
there.
as a tutor,
Yeah.
not as a teacher.
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
tutor. Yeah.
Tutor, not a teacher. Yeah, okay, there's a difference. So maybe we'll discuss this more when we get
Yeah,
into
with
Raj's
immigration.
session. With immigration,
All
because we
your
need to close and So I hope that's enough questions for horticulture, and I will send details of Raj and even Jaspreet to everyone. After the session. So if you have any more questions, you can directly get in touch with them.